All I had to do was breathe, rest, and transition between states of consciousness. I promise you, these same people who trying to argue me down, they don't know the brain. They're not familiar with the very organ that's in that multiverse automaton computer that's patrolling all of this. They're not versed in it. They don't know enough about it to even tell me about it. But they want to tell me about the mind. Same thing Dr. Sabian said. What you mean the mind? You mean the brain? You must be talking about the brain. He was doing his best to take y'all out of the esoteric spiritual shit, that spookism shit, and bring you to the science so that you can not only take the veil off, put these shades on, because they live. How many people seen the movie They Live? Faise, why you always wearing shades? Go watch the movie They Live. Sometimes you got to put them shades on so that that chaotic, false, or fake, or illusory light ain't blinding you. Now you can truly see what these brands are promoting. 420 is a promotion of a thing. Marijuana. Oh, the weed sellers, the drug dealers love 420 because they know they're going to make some money. The same way the pagans or the ones who are like the supposedly Christians who sell Christmas products love Christmas. Or like these people that are absorbing this ritual from Easter. The people who make them Easter products love Easter because they're going to make some money, right? So again, most of the people don't even grow their own plant. And if they do, ask any of these people who took 10 years to go through rite of passage to make sure they understood how to navigate the herb. How to navigate it, because you ain't going to be able to stop the trip. You have to learn how to navigate it. How many people took 10 years to do that? I know shamans who took 12 years before they were even allowed to touch psilocybin. They had to be prepared for 12 years. But these people giving it to y'all say, hey, look, just go play. And you wonder why everybody's losing their damn mind and they're losing their grip on the reality that they're supposed to be surpassing. One more time, I'm going to state that so you don't miss it because I know you did. People are supposed to be surpassing a certain reality, but they're losing the grip on what it is that reality is based on. So how can you graduate? That's like being high in the middle of class and you can't hear what the teacher is talking about. You're not able to grasp the lessons. You're not able to pay attention to the details that's being spoken about in the stories. But you say, I'm going to graduate. I'm going to pass this class. But you've been high out your mind. Listen to the key words. You've been high out your mind. You've been out sane. Okay? You've been out of your mind the whole semester. And then you expect to pass the end of the course test or the finals. You see what I'm saying? They have you out of your mind. You have to come back here. You have to come back here. You have to come back here. You have to center back in. If you don't, all right, do whatever you want to do. I ain't never told somebody, you know what I'm saying? If you don't do this, then I'm going to do this to you or I'm going to force you to do. I don't care. Listen, you can do what you want to do if you don't want to hear me, especially at this point. You can do what you want to do. Let me tell you something. Everybody who heard that video, there's something hit them right here. I know exactly where it hit them at. It hit them right here because that's where they're supposed to be at already. And then when you get right here, everything is boss moves. Everything is boss decisions. You ain't going to be able to look over to your shoulder to the left or to the right and say what you think about what I'm about to do. Because if I'm standing there, I'm going to be like, you do what you do. But Faise, remember you was teaching us all this stuff? I just want to know, like, what do you think? Don't ask me the same things again. I already told you those things. So now you're going to do whatever it is you want to do. Because do you think I'm going back to revisit things? No, this is exactly what I told you it was going to be like. What you going to do now? Because you're looking for a crutch and I'm not going to be it for you. The same way I can't be the thing that grabs you and throws you to the mountain. You have to take your own feet and do that. You see what I'm saying? So the ancestors, that's fake. Ain't no such thing as the ancestors. All that we used to do this, that's fake. Because some of y'all ancestors didn't do shit. Some of y'all ancestors were believers. 3, 4, 5, 6 generations ago, believers. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 generations ago, believers. Or you were consumers. You didn't even help grow the food. You didn't build the communities. You just lived there. You might have paid your rent. All right, you might have met in the town square, talked about stuff that you didn't approve of, and you didn't contribute or pro-tribute to anything. Not all of our ancestors, for one, are melanin dominant. Not all of our ancestors, for two, contributed to existence. Some of y'all wasted space and air. That was your mission in life. That's how you did it. That was your destiny or divine code. And nobody's upset with you for it. We're just trying to figure out how you're just grouping everybody into the same category. That doesn't make sense, because then how do we have people who came and trampled our village? How do we have people who work with people who trampled our village? How do we have people who came and raped our women? How do we have people who came and killed our soldiers? How did everybody was just these gods who was floating on cloud nine and doing everything right? No. How is that the case? If it would have been, they would have been perfect in their generations, and they would have yielded children who did the same, wouldn't they? Now, when we look out into this world, is that how people are living their life? Or are people selfish? Are people envious? Are people murderous? Are people all? It's all kind of defected things that are in these genes with people. So it couldn't have been no whole group of ancestors who was just all on one page ever. No matter how far you want to go back, them niggas was always fighting or disagreeing about some shit. You go back to the ancient Egyptians, niggas was getting cut up. You know what I'm saying? Getting their eyes cut out and gouged out. You go back, people was telling people to go put hits out on people and flood villages with blood, meaning go kill everybody. People was committing mass murders. It was, bro, no matter how far you go back, wasn't no people just all on point. So now these TikTok spiritual leaders or these Instagram real spiritual leaders, all of a sudden they on point because they can chop a video up and take breaks and, you know what I mean? And now you think, oh, this is so deep. You see what I'm explaining to you? So, okay, if you're truly centered, no matter what it is, when truth comes to you, you ain't going to get upset or offended. I don't get upset or offended. Go ahead, tell the truth. Speak the truth. But then you find out how many people don't even have something that's truthful to speak. They have an illusion to regurgitate or reiterate or whatever attempt of the reiteration might that be. You see what I'm explaining to you? So my thing was, again, nobody was under judgment. Nobody was even under scrutiny. You didn't even have to listen to what I said. The moment you saw the title, it said, stop smoking weed, you could be like, I'm not with that shit. No. If I don't see, it can't be. You would have did some affirmation shit like that. Ain't no way you would have sat there and listened to me all the way through. Or most people probably didn't even listen all the way through. But ain't no way you would have sat there and listened to me, heard what I was saying, and then decided to take the disagreeable stance, knowing what I'm saying is true. How can I speak so much in depth about the astral projection reality, or the astral planes as you call it, and I don't smoke weed, but y'all are saying that's what is required? Now, if it's not required, then we don't need it. Simple. Well, then we need to work on, okay, let's say people have gotten used to the easy way out, the method that says, let me smoke this blunt and maybe I'll be able to astral project. Then I have to deal with all of the type of psychotic effects that take place before they even would get to the point where be stable enough to leave their body. You understand that? But let's say they were able to do that and they got used to that. They got hooked on that because there are additives, all kind of stuff, especially in this day and time, that are affecting people that cause them to be addictive or addicted. You see what I'm saying? So let's say they get used to smoking weed to astral project, they get locked up. There is no marijuana accessible to them. Or they find themselves in a position where they can't access the ganja. Then they're not active in that realm of let me just bring this on myself. I can bring this about at will. They're not there. You see what I'm explaining to you? And then they have to go through withdrawals. Listen, tell these people to stop smoking for 3 months then. If you don't need it, prove it. Stop smoking for 3 months and tell me how it is. Most of these people cannot stop cold turkey. It will affect their whole essence, their whole being. They'll be more ruthless, irritated, aggravated, all kind of stuff because they don't have something to calm their mind, which means to create the illusionary effect that something is being handled. But then they say, I'm doing shadow work. You're not doing shadow work. The marijuana is doing your shadow work. And all they doing is just like we was children. You just taking the trash, putting it under the bed. You're not really cleaning your room. Then somebody comes in and says, excuse me, what's that under the bed? And you get mad at me. Well, then I don't have nothing to say. Like I said, I speak love to those people. I speak love over those people. I'm not here to judge you because I already went through it. I know you going through hell. And it's not easy. You have to make a decision, though. You know what I mean? I can't pull you out no more than I've already attempted to. Okay, but you see people coming out here now saying it, people abstaining from certain things, and they finding the true light. And some people was under the comments saying, yo, I stopped smoking and I've been feeling great. They going through transformations when they listen to what I'm saying, and not even that they heard me. Some people did say I was the reason they stopped. Other people might have heard somebody else teach about it and they stopped it. So if you feel like, it's a disrespect to the ancestors to tell people not to smoke, especially the bullshit that's out here, especially being that they're not shamans being raised up to understand how to handle these things psychologically, right? Then that's fine. You have the right to your opinion. I respect you and your opinion. It's not the truth, but I respect it. All right, who want to talk to me? Judging when you took the same route. Yeah, I didn't smoke weed, so I didn't take the exact same route. However, if I never would have been close enough to hell to see what people was, y'all wouldn't know who I am, because by the time I got here, nobody would need to know me. You see what I'm saying? In this position, no one would need to know me. There are two different types of walks you could take with this. You come and reach other people, or you did it for yourself and you just got out. And wouldn't nobody need to know me. I would have been going in 2019 if I didn't have no mission. You see what I'm saying? And even if the mission was something that I proclaimed for self, it was still something that I proclaimed for self with dignity. So I'm here. I'm able to tell you, not from a weed smoker perspective, because listen, when I hypothetically hit the blunt for the first time in 2019, and I never became a smoker. But the first time it was offered to me and I hypothetically tested it out, no, I realized then and there, this is not for everybody, because I was feeling the planet rotate. Beings was communicating with me from outside of the planet, talking about the time that we had left. It was all kind of shit happening. I was able to lean outside my body, and the girl who was there smoking with it, and she's able to see this, and I'm talking to her, and I said, what do you think about what you're seeing? And she's like, I'm not what you are. And I say, well, why would you say you're not what I am? She said, because if I was, I would know. And I felt alone and all kind of stuff. The portal opened up above me. They were pulling me out of here. I said, wait, I'm not ready to go yet. I said, I still got more things to do. I still got more stuff. And my umi's still here. They said the only way I asked them, I said, how can I stay? They said, the only way you can stay is love. And it popped up in white letters, visually, love, above me. So I'm on my face crying in this girl. And listen, I'm crying in her, what was the living room. And I had to literally get my Umi on the phone. And I told her that I had indulged in everything I was feeling. And I was feeling sorrowful for this planet and the people that are on it and what's coming here. I'm telling her all of this. And I said, why didn't they listen? Because I wasn't in that moment. I was in a moment that we haven't even really reached yet. I was in what you call the future. I was in the then now. You know what I'm saying? Not the now then. I was in the then now. And I was like, why didn't they listen? And my Umi said they never listened. So I was thinking she was understanding that I was disconnected from this body. But then I made the decision. I said, how can I stay? They said you have to meditate on love. And that's how I stayed. That's when the portal closed. I had to pull myself back here with the force of love. I was already on my way out here. And there's been many times in different realms where I've been offered to leave. So what I mean by I took the journey and I'm not judging is to say, listen, I don't have room to judge you because I understand. And by judge, I mean condemn. I don't have room to condemn you because I understand what you're going through. I'm not attempting to make myself seem righteous because from what I see, the righteous would have never even had to go through that. So I'm not trying to make myself seem righteous. I'm saying to you, listen, no one will have an excuse, especially if you heard me speak. No one will have an excuse. You will not be able to say, I didn't know. You will not be able to claim insanity when that time comes. And everybody's in that time and don't even know they're in that time. You was smoking, you just stopped. Who want to come up here and speak with me? Y'all let me know in the comments and what you want to talk about. Once you know, you will be held accountable. And everybody knows. Once you reminded is what you're really saying, and that becomes that, no. They are accountable. We fasting soon. You should already be fasting. I ain't gonna hold you. Thoughts on semen retention, fasting, and building a foundation? Yes. Those are my thoughts. Yes. Now, don't look for me to try to validate your experience. Don't look to me now. Okay? Do it. Simple. And fill up your day with other shit so that you can be focused on it. If you got to eat every other day, eat every other day. You can go 3 days, do 3 days. You can go 9 days, do 9 days. I'm trying to explain something to you. Just don't wait on me to tell you that it's cool. Do your thing. You know it's true. That's why you're asking. Starting my fast tomorrow, finna try 30 days. Listen, you know what I'm saying? That's one of them things where it's like, just handle your business. Handle your business. A lot of things I'm doing behind the scenes people don't know nothing about. And I'm telling you, it's like, it's getting so intense. My patience is strengthening. I'm understanding more about what people are going through, so it's like I have less of a will to try to punch on them and get them to respond. It's just like I feel for them because they're not even choosing to be further along. So then, that's just them. And then a part of what comes with this is you start feeling for people less off a porch than it is to hop back on it. You see what I'm saying? Go test this out. Take a chair out, put it on flat ground, stand up in the chair, jump down, and then jump back up and observe the amount of work that it took, the energy that it took to do both tasks, and tell me which took more. And when you come back and tell me, yeah, it took more to jump up. Exactly. So imagine how many people who might have been up there in the highborn status, or some of y'all were born chosen, or some of y'all were highborn, right? Meaning coming in on the mountain, and then you jump way down in the deep end. You understand? And then I say, what are you doing here? I don't even know what I'm doing here. I don't even remember being here. Okay? So then you got to go back home. You got to jump back up on that chair. And you think it's going to take the same amount of energy to jump back up there? And you mad at me because I'm your reminder? I have a reminder. You see what I'm saying? So you mad at me that I'm your reminder? I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. Just read the comments. People stuck on the Freemason symbol. And they spiritual. I'm showing y'all. Like, now what happens? Now what happens? I come on here with a hat like this. Then what is it then? Oh, why aren't you showing your eyes? I take the shades off. You know what I'm saying? You see me, no shades. You know what I'm saying? Then it's like, they're going to find, they always looking for stuff. But again, I'm not doing any of these things because of these people. I'm doing what I'm doing with the intention. There's no way around it. You're going to see it. Then you're going to ask, what is that? And I'm going to tell you. Because you asked. And then you're going to keep asking. You're going to keep asking the same shit. And you keep getting the answer. And all y'all keep getting it. Who's paying attention in class? You see what I'm saying? And are you a Mason? Yes, I'm a Mason. I am a Mason in the sense that I can Mason. Can you Mason? Am I gonna be in here? Can you Mason? Thoughts on Jesus, if you believe in him, and why? As your one true God, or you believe he was a prophet? If so, do you believe he is to return for what they call Judgment Day? I don't believe any of that. You know, my thing is, or you can say philosophy. My philosophy is, if it's true, I'll see. And I want to see. I want to witness whether or not that's true. So you may believe that, right? I respect your belief in it. You understand that? I don't believe that. I'm seeking to see whether or not it's true. I'm not accepting it because so much comes with belief. Ritual comes with belief. Religion comes with belief. Acceptance of self-appointed leaders comes with belief. Idol worship comes with belief. All kind of stuff that I'd rather not have on my plate. You understand? You know, I walk in the church, I see all these statues, and I know it shouldn't be no statue, especially y'all believe Jesus is God, some of y'all, most of y'all. Then why is there a statue of Jesus? Then there should be no statues of Jesus. Because that goes against what Exodus expressed about not making any graven images after the image of God. You understand? So then it shouldn't be no statue. I walk in, I say, it's idol worship. The Muslims walking around Kaaba, you know what I'm saying? In prayer and meditation. I'm like, that's an idol. They're worshiping an idol. That's all I see. Now, some people may see it a different way. That's fine. I respect how you see it. So for what you're doing, if it's working and you saying this is what you believe, I respect that. Do you have the same respect for me? Can you still love me? Can you still have compassion for me? Or am I the one who you put on the cross and you crucify me just because I don't believe what you believe? Or just because I don't believe, I choose not to believe, and I want to know. I set out or I seek out and put myself on that path to travel to find out. You see what I'm saying? So I don't have belief in that type of stuff. You got around Muslims and you like, yeah. You get around people. You take the title away and you remember you're dealing with humans. No matter what they call themselves. They're still human beings, meaning they have the nature of humans. Any decrepit thing that a human can do, any human could have done or could do. Because it's in the nature of the human being to be able to do that. Or you may not be a killer, but you can kill. So you wouldn't be able to do it. You watch pornography. Or they're speaking things into your ear, say, go on this fast. Or they're speaking things into your ear, say, be abstinent. Not today. Stop doing this. Do this instead. Because they want you to win. Because if you win, they'll be able to prove, or you'll be able to prove that your genealogy was able to ascend. And you save all your ancestors, your particular ancestors, because you did the deeds that were required of you. Again, I'm not rooted in belief. I am a seeker. I am going to seek. I'm seeking that moment of realization where when all of my breath is out and I'm said and done and okay, then I can say, Amen. That's what I seek. And I'm enjoying the journey to seek it. Right? Okay. So you just admitted there's ancestors. Yeah, you caught me. You caught me. I'm stuck. Yeah, you got me there. There happens to be ancestors. Damn it. Damn it. I never talked about that before. The ninth hour, exactly. The ninth hour is a multi-layered degree by the PM, and then it has layers to it up to that last point or that final point where it's all complete, which is the completion of the 9. But remember, time is different now. So some people may not understand that allegory for one, or how time would have been recorded at that time period. That's why you're either going to be rooted in the root or you're going to be rooted in the roof. You got the root chakra or you got the roof chakra. The elders say you're going to think with the wrong head or you're going to think with the right head. Are you going to be belly and beneath or y'all going to be chest up? It's that simple. This is what I mean by protect the crown, because here's what I can tell y'all. Time ain't going to stop, all right? Make sure you're doing what you have to do. Because let me tell you, I'm not making you get up in the AM and be like, something needs to change. There's something inside causing for that reaction. You're responding to the time saying, something needs to change with me. Time is moving, talking to you, and it ain't going to stop. So put down the marijuana. Put down all this. I literally said they're dead now. I gave people March. Do I think that everybody was going to stop in March? No. I think it may take like 3, 4, 5 months for those who make the decision to fully come to grips with what that opportunity is. I think it may take everybody time when they make the decision. However, they're not going to be able to say they didn't have the opportunity to make it. Somebody said, I think what you're saying is, they said something about addiction basically means cope. Explain how addiction means cope. Even to insinuate a coping mechanism says that you're aware that things need to be coped with, or that there may be a potential need to cope. So people are addicted to making the right decisions. Are you addicted to making the right decisions? There's no need to be addicted making the right decisions of how you're going to deal with trauma or feelings and emotions. There's no addiction needed because it's not dependent upon a substance. You with me? I told people what addiction is in the word. Addiction or addiction. Diction is what is spoken or uttered. You want to know what that is? Diction is who. Who means utterance. H-U. Who. Utterance. The word of God. In the beginning was the who. Who was there in the beginning? In the beginning was who. So if you put the word a or the letter A in front of who or diction, it's saying to go against the word of God, or to go against diction, or go against who? The Most High, or the essential utterance of life, the initial utterance of life. You're going against order, divinity. That's what addiction is, going against divine order. And you get more stuck on, it's not even the weed that I'm telling people to let go. I'm telling people to let go of the hamster wheel that the weed program has you in. It's not crack cocaine people need to stop smoking and do it. They need to let go of that program that got them trapped. It has them trapped. They're not dealing with any of the things they're presented with. So how are they going to graduate? Or how are they going to elevate? You with me? So if people were to put down the marijuana, then they'll hear what I'm saying. I'm saying, listen, do like everything else. Test what I'm saying. I don't smoke. When y'all got on me and see me talking to y'all, yes, like I was saying, shit, y'all did crazy here. When y'all see me do that, when y'all see me pull a vape pen, when y'all see me ever put a smoke in my lungs, when you see me do that, sometimes I'm not a smoker. I don't smoke weed. I don't, listen, I'm not indulging in any of these things that these people are indulging in. So is that to put them down? No. Same way if one of my folks is like, bro, you need to get in the damn gym, nigga, because, you know, you need to keep working on your shit. I'm not going to take offense to that. I'm going to analyze and see if that's true. Like, okay, you know, maybe I did slack off in the gym. But other people don't respond that way. Some people, they'll get offended, triggered. They'll hate you. I got on somebody live. They called me a fuck nigga. Said I was wicked and I wasn't spiritual. All of these emotions, because we're just talking about marijuana and you don't think you're addicted, first stage is denial. First stage in overcoming denial. Most people go through that. 99% of people that say, I'm going to stop doing a thing, right? When they finally say they want to, they don't even want to. Okay? Because then most of the time people come to you and say, yo, this is fucking you up. You're hooked on this. They'll go through denial. And denial is its own process. You with me? They'll have an argument with somebody, yo, man, this weed is taking over, man. You can't eat, you can't sleep, you can't drink, you can't have a conversation without rolling up. Man, nigga, fuck you. I'm spiritual. You a fuck nigga, wicked ass bitch. Da da da. They slam the door. They gonna hit that blunt and they gonna still think about what I said. They gonna still think, say, damn, here I am smoking again. Damn, here I go again. Oh shit, here we go again. They gonna still think about it. So there's a process, bro. And I respect everybody's process because I'm still here. I'm not out of here yet. They didn't listen to the Scream song where I say I'm here in hell with you. I ain't say I'm over y'all and y'all in hell. I'm still here, meaning the projection that you're looking at is here. So I'm still experiencing this tethering fabric thing y'all got, or they got this thing, this place got going on. Still looking at them good. But I'm not going to always be here. I can't stay here. It's literally that simple. And if they were to stop trying to make it about me, they will realize everybody has to go one day. Instead of making an excuse, people are like, yo, we're going to die anyway, so why don't we just do what we want to do? You don't know what happens when you leave.
True.
If you're going to die anyway, tell me what happens when you die. Because then there's something you still got to figure out, ain't it? And why would you want to place yourself in a position where when it's time for you to transition out of here, it's a traumatic, deep, dark experience? Why would you want to risk that? As opposed to being able to center in enough that none of that has, death doesn't have any dominion over you. You can't feel its sting. You see what I'm saying? Or you can't feel its burn. Death is just a transition that comes with this process. And I'm talking about metaphorical and physical deaths. You with me? So people need to stop wasting their time here. They're wasting precious time. And they don't have to. So I advise, I'm adding vision to those who can hear, or who can add an ear to hear, right? Adhere to what I'm saying, or take heed. Don't let any of these people deceive you. They worship these drugs. They worship these shrooms. They worship rituals. They worship invisible gods and spirits. They worship so many things, right? And right there in the word worship, you got worship. These are things they're battling with and don't want to say they're battling. So, okay, if I got to be the scapegoat and say this is what human beings are dealing with, they got to let go of this. I'll do that, fine. Other people did it before me. Just don't be mad at me when I turn that mirror on you and say, what do you see? So as far as the answer to your question, simply study the states of consciousness, right? Look into what's happening in your brain when you go to sleep so you don't spiritualize it. Become familiar with it. And then when it's time for you to go to rest, attempt to stay up, put yourself in a safe environment, which is you be sitting in the corner in your bed, whatever. Stay up, listen, write, whatever. But push the limit of when you're going, and don't do it often. Just do it once or twice. You see what I'm saying? And you'll be able to actively access these states. And it's going to change the wiring. So when you go into your dream state, you'll be conscious. I'm telling you, it happens. People listen to me and they do it. A lot of people, when I was younger, it happened. People listen to me and it worked for them. And be patient with yourself. All right?
True. All right. So my other question is, this is just based off your experience when you allegedly, hypothetically, smoked, and one of your ways of staying here was love. And I was gonna ask you, is love one of the things keeping us here?
I don't know. I don't know what's keeping y'all here. All I know is they said love. That's what I heard. That's what I saw. That's what
True.
helped me re-enter. Because I was going to a level it was a portal. I don't even know what's on the other side of it. But what allowed me to stay here showed up as love. I don't know what's keeping people here, everybody, because some of y'all may be staying here because you want to be here. Some of y'all may be staying here because you don't know you're here. Some of y'all may be staying here because of people. Some of y'all may be staying here because of enjoyment of indulgences of the flesh. I don't know what's keeping everybody here. And love didn't keep me here, as in I was stranded and couldn't go. Love was my passage back. I was already leaving.
True.
It was my passage.
So,
I didn't want to go. I didn't want to leave my homie, and I wanted to reach more people. So I was
So
allowed to.
was the portal purple?
It was violet, secondary like pink. It was mostly pink.
So something that I recently, well, in one of my um travels, I've experienced a purple portal, well, that's morning, a violet portal being in my room. And at one point in time, I guess it was like within a month span or so, um, violet kept appearing in my travels a lot. Um, I guess that's up to me to really. I haven't really put all the pieces together, but this is one thing I just wanted to bring forth to you. Um, as of recently, when I've been meditating, one of the colors that's been appearing to me is green and pink. And I remember one of Pop's teachings, he was talking. Wait, that's morning. I'm not sure where I got this from. I don't know if it was from you or him, but it was either one. And one of y'all was speaking of seeing green and purple. I mean, green and violet when you close your eyes. I haven't really been able to dive much into that. I wanted to see if you could expound on that.
On what part?
Uh, seeing green and violet or green and pink when you close your eyes.
And you tested it?
So I've tested it.
So what do you want me to expound on?
I mean, I've tested it, but as far as my experience, it's it's not it's not much to go off of. So I guess I just have to experience it more.
But you tested it. Tell me about your test.
Okay, so um, my test was merely me. Well, I guess it wasn't really a proper test because I meditated and then that simply would appear before me. It wasn't more so of me intentionally testing it. So I guess I technically haven't tested it yet.
I mean, you experienced it.
So
Okay, what are you asking me? All right, so you want me to expound on your experience? I can't
yeah, you can.
expound. Yeah, I don't know your experience, but I can say that does happen. If you tested it, then you just saw that what I said is true.
So
And you align that with the science of the green light. You align that with the science of the purple light, which is expressed about in the How to Love Again book briefly. All right, is expressed about in I even think the Blue Kachina book briefly, and the Protect the Crown book goes into a lot more detail about the life realm that people are in and what the purple light has to do with it, what the amber light has to do with it, or those two contrasts. So you just put the sciences next to one another and you see about more application. Notice I said, did you test it yourself or did you experience it yourself? I keep doing my best to put the ball in your
true,
hand. You know what I mean? You asking me, and I'm like, okay, if I said this is what, water, when you drink water, you'll be, your thirst will be quenched. You drink water, your thirst is quenched. What else you want? Well, can you expound on that? Expound on what part? Because if you did it and you saw it, then what other science can you group it with to find more application?
true. What
That's
does it mean
that's
to me?
that's all. Go ahead.
So what does it mean to me? And then also reminding myself, dependence in my hands, so I have to connect. It's important. It's
You got
more
to be a boss in this light.
to
You have to be elite. You know what I mean saying? I said I want elite people to be around me because then people ain't looking at me like I'm just one person that they have to look at me like, how Judas was looking at Jesus. Elite people be around. That way everybody's a part of that group of light beings.
to
Everybody's cognizant when we go out. You know what I mean? I don't want it to be, I'm giving you an analogy. I don't want to be out with a bunch of people and I got to look around and pay attention for everybody. You see what I'm saying? That ain't the type of, that ain't boss moves. Boss moves is everybody know to watch everybody back and pay attention to what's going on. And then if somebody did miss something, don't matter because we got somebody that caught it because ain't no need in us looking at the same thing. If I'm looking at this direction, you should be looking that direction, shouldn't it be? But then you imagine how many times you be with people and ain't nobody paying attention. So you have to pay attention for everybody, and then that becomes taxing. I'm telling you, as soon as that mask came off, people should have understood. That's not what's going on. I'm not going to stop walking. Today, I think Ibrahim, might be last night, today, he messaged me. I ain't open that shit. Because ain't no reason for you to talk to me because one of the little Sabian snakes done ran and told you what I said. Because I ain't heard from you. I have nothing to prove to anybody. You see what I'm saying? I have nothing to say to anybody. I saw what everybody did. Do you get what I'm explaining to you?
Cool.
That while all of this is going on, Malachi York still the center, still sitting in Colorado, color red. That clock's still ticking, tick, 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 and none of this would have been come about without him. None of these awakenings, none of this stuff, people want to reach these levels, including myself.